FDA just banned red number 3 dyes.
Oh, no shit.
Just now.
Wow. RFK's not even there yet.
Nope, but that's the kind of pressure that they're putting on them.
Good. Maybe some shit will actually change.
Oh, it's gonna change a bunch of stuff.
There was something else. I can't remember what it was. It was all the Pete Hegseth stuff yesterday. Evidently, he did pretty well. Held his own.
Did you see I know you didn't see it, but one of the representatives got up there and he had a mirror. And he goes, take this mirror. He said, everybody needs a mirror right here, and you need to take that thing and do it like this. He said, how many of y'all ever how many of y'all are divorced?
Yeah, I think I saw that.
How many of you ever cheated on your wife?
Right.
How many of you ever took a vote late at night on something and you'd been drunk?
Yeah. Because what's the deal? He went somewhere? Pete did?
Before he wasn't a politician, though. He did something.
No.
He had an affair on his wife. He apologized to her. They got that fixed. I guess he done something drunk once. I don't know. But he goes, how many of you have ever had sexual assault charges filed on you and the slush fund paid for it? He goes, and you're going to sit here and grill this man about stuff who's come honest, his wife's forgiving him?
Right.
He goes, y'all are a bunch of hypocrites. And he's right.
Yeah.
He said, everybody in America knows you're hypocrites, too. It's not like y'all,
Yeah.
Elizabeth Warren wants to talk about we need to forgive college fund loans. She's making $500,000 a year. Why don't you take a pay cut?
Right. The RFK hearings are going to be interesting to see.
Yes.
It's all going to be interesting to see.
Every one of them will get passed.
I hope.
Well, they're all the Republicans can do it themselves.
You know how they break ranks.
Well, they haven't. They've been all going with it because they want to keep their jobs.
We will primary you.
Yes.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom, and welcome to the Big Honker Podcast. Did you know? A little tardy there. Brought to you.
Got shit going on.
Brought to you by Mallard Bay.
Pulling my stuff up.
Woohoo! We got 1 week of waterfowl season left up here, and as much as we love what we do, we will be very glad when it's over.
Very glad.
And then happy to start again. About April 1st, I'll be ready for hunting season to start again.
I don't know if it'll be that soon, but it'll be probably pretty close.
Be on the road with the boss a bunch this year, doing some shows and stuff. Got a new dove load coming out. It's going to be a non-tox dove load. Going to be big in the state of Texas. We'll be getting after that and having a new series coming out on the podcast too. Talk about that in a couple of weeks also. But anyways, thank y'all for listening to us, and we're going to get into it. I'm going to go first.
Go ahead.
When did you think the first indoor plumbing was?
That is an easy question. It is first indoor period, not in America.
Indoor plumbing has a rich history. When were the first indoor plumbing?
Okay, I feel like this is a trick question.
It's not a trick. It's
like
simple
how
answer.
much do you mean indoor plumbing? Like
where they had
water lines and indoor showers?
Indoor plumbing. Indoor plumbing.
You're not just talking about like in the castles where they could take a dump and like it would go down.
No, indoor plumbing with copper pipes.
Okay, 1894.
You are only off by 4,400 years. 2500 BC, the Egyptians.
I feel like that's wrong.
Indoor plumbing has a rich history. It dates back to the ancient Egypt around 2500 BC, where they used copper piping to replace earthen plumbing pipes.
And then what happened? We just forgot about it? And
that's back to this history of the pyramids.
So say 2500 BC?
BC. Now, my thing is how did they make copper pipes even?
I'm on record as saying that they were incredibly smart back then, and there is a lost history somewhere.
Yes, big time.
So that's what it is.
Yes,
that's what it is.
But yes, 2500 BC. When do you think which is the first city in the United States to have indoor plumbing?
Baltimore.
Boston.
Damn it. That was my second guess. I knew it started with a B, though.
Since 1963. Blood Clot, I'll see you later.
Bye-bye. Love you.
Since 1963, we've had 5.3 million miles of copper piping have been installed in U.S. homes.
And now it's all going to PEX.
Yep, which is probably better anyways because it'll last. I think it'll last longer.
It doesn't freeze either.
Yeah.
Or it freezes, but it doesn't break when it
When do you
freezes.
think the first flushing toilet was invented?
19.
No, wait, no, never mind.
No?
1596.
Oh, kind of one of those.
Sir John Harrington, the inventor of the first flushing toilet. In 15,
John.
The John. That's why you go to the John.
Go to the John.
And guess who revolutionized it in the 19th century? Mr. Thomas Crapper, taking a crap.
Oh.
And so that's where it comes about. Toilet paper
Okay.
goes all the way back to 6th century China when paper was first used for cleaning your backside. Fast forward to 1857, Joseph Gaetti created the first packaged toilet paper. The White House was an early adapter of having main floor had hot and cold water in 1833.
Took that long to get hot water in the White House.
Yep. So anyways, that's kind of a couple of things on that I found kind of interesting.
It had to be awful to go do number 2.
Back in the day,
Yeah, it just had to suck. You never probably got very clean. You always had a little itch back there, maybe a little stank, little stanky stank.
well, the suicide vest wearers, they still just use hand and water.
Yeah,
And that's probably what they all did back then too.
I'm sure for most of human history, that's all that they did. I'm sure it's as good as it got. You find a creek and kind of wash your hands off a little bit.
And go.
Thank God for dude wipes.
The year 1980, peak mall season in the United States. 2,500 malls in 1980.
That was peak mall season.
Yep, peak mall season. The most malls in the United
peak mall
States.
year.
The first mall was the Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II in Milan, Italy. Was the first one in 1877.
Do you know how we got the name the mall?
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Whenever you ask what stores do they have them all.
There you go. Okay, very good. Do you know when the first modern mall in the United States was?
Is it the one in Minnesota?
It is in Minnesota, but it's not that mall.
Not that one.
Nope. The mall opened in Edina, Minnesota in 1956.
That's what I was talking about.
No, you're talking about the Mall of America.
No, it wasn't.
Yes.
That mall.
Yeah, the Edina Mall. And it's still open today. I've been to the Mall of America, which is the biggest one with 520 stores, 50 restaurants, 2 hotels, 2 mini golf courses, a zip line.
Why?
I don't know. We went to it once.
Is it a resort?
No, it's a mall. But it's like being in the Gaylord.
Oh.
But it's got stores. It's got every store that you'd go to any other mall, from Spencer's to Penny's to
Just a lot of them.
Bed Bath & Beyond. Yep. All successful malls have the same thing in them today.
Pretzel shop?
Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
And so all the good malls that still are around, I know the mall in Frisco still has a Cheesecake Factory, and there's another one, we go somewhere else that's got a Cheesecake Factory. I haven't been in the malls a long time.
No, they're going down by the wayside.
My last mall thing. Do you know what the average mall Santa makes per hour?
Cinema?
No, mall Santa.
Oh. 15?
$23 an hour.
Well,
I didn't
it's
get
seasonal.
I didn't get paid much. So
Is that
when I did-
$10.99 work? W-2.
or $10.99 probably. I don't know. Now, a couple things about Hollywood.
Okay.
Michael Myers mask.
It was originally William Shatner's mask.
I'm telling you what, you're a sharp son of a bitch today. You got it down.
Halloween's my favorite scary movie.
Do you know how that started out as a Shatner mask?
I know a little bit about the history, but basically they wanted something that didn't have any emotion on it, and they found the.
Well, you're going way too deep. That's not even close.
Go ahead.
They were on a tight budget.
Oh, right.
They went into a mask store and they had $1.98 is what the William Shatner Star Trek mask was.
Right.
Took it off, spray painted it white, and it became the mask, that famous mask. But that was William Shatner's face.
Yep. They took the eyebrows off. They kind of cut the sideburns down a little bit, made the holes a little bit bigger, and
Yep.
that's how they got the
spray painted it.
Michael Myers mask.
Have you ever seen Pulp Fiction?
Another thing, we can go on to Pulp Fiction here in just a second. They were so broke making Halloween, so they filmed it in Los Angeles, like in the middle of the summer. So they got these fake leaves. They had like one bag of fake leaves. And whenever they would do a scene, they would like sprinkle the bag of fake leaves out to make it look like Illinois in October. They were so poor. Cast, crew, everybody that was working on the thing, if the wind blew much, they had to go fucking down the block and round up every leaf that had blown away. That's how tight of a budget Halloween was.
You'd think that Jamie Lee Curtis's dad could have loaned him a little bit of money.
Yeah, well, she's a aspiring actress, so you got to cut your teeth somewhere.
When she was young, she was a good-looking son bitch too. Nice rack.
Yeah, trading places.
Yep. She didn't take him off in Halloween.
No.
I can't remember.
She's the virgin. You can't kill the virgin.
I don't think I've ever. I don't like scary movies. I don't watch shit like that.
It's not that scary.
You've watched Pulp Fiction.
I have. I've seen it once. Maybe.
Okay. Do you know
I don't know
the
much
scene in
about
it when he sticks the
adrenaline?
needle in her heart?
Yep.
They filmed that backwards.
What do you mean?
They filmed him pulling it out.
Oh, that makes sense.
Is how they did it. They filmed him pulling it out. Is how they did that on the
That's
actual
cool.
knife tail.
Instead of having to have him ram that in there or whatever?
They just pulled it out, so I guess it was safer for him.
Cool.
Do you know Walt Disney did not like mice?
Is that why he
I don't know why
Mickey Mouse?
He was poor in Kansas City and lived in a little apartment, and that was, I don't know why he did it. But do you know how much it cost for a star that's on Hollywood's Walk of Fame?
$500,000.
$40,000.
That's not bad. That's a bargain. I might buy one.
And my last thing, do you know what the most famous line is in cinema in history? Probably
it's the Gone with the Wind line.
Yes.
Yeah.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Yes, that.
Do you know they took it out at first?
Because you couldn't cuss back then?
Back in the standards, and they couldn't say damn. So anyways, that was funny. When I was a kid, I remember that deal. So anyways, that's my Did You Know for this week.
Very good. Very interesting stuff. Okay, mine takes a little bit of a different turn. So did you know for over 300 years, the Barbary pirates enslaved over 1 million Europeans and Americans? This is a story of the white slave trade that we never hear about. So they raided ships, burned villages, and sold captives into brutal servitude.
These are the Muslims.
Until 8 U.S. Marines took on the pirate empire and ended the white slave trade forever. From the 16th to the 19th century, the Barbary corsairs operated from the North African coast, targeting European and American ships. These pirates hailed from Morocco, Algeria, and Libya. They plundered cargo and enslaved the crews. Coastal towns from Ireland to Iceland were all kind of in their crosshairs also. The corsairs raided villages, kidnapped women, children, and the elderly just to sell them into a bustling slave market in Algiers and Tripoli. In 1631, corsairs abducted nearly the entire population of Baltimore, Ireland. I don't know how big Baltimore, Ireland was at the time. I could look it up. White captives were forced into grueling labor, sold as concubines, or converted into soldiers within the Ottoman military. The Barbary states demanded tribute from nations to spare their ships. By the late 18th century, even the newly independent United States was paying these ransoms. One U.S. president refused to accept this extortion. His name was Thomas Jefferson in 1801. He just got tired of paying this. So, the Barbary states, led by Tripoli's Pasha, I'm not going to get that name right, demanded more payment and declared war when Jefferson refused. The U.S., under Jefferson's command, sent its fledgling Navy and Marine into action. The first overseas military deployment in American history was against the Barbary pirates in 1801. 1805, a daring plan emerged to strike the heart of the Barbary states. William Eaton, a former U.S. consul, and Lieutenant Presley O'Bannon, along with just 8 U.S. Marines and 500 mercenaries, marched 600 miles across the Liberian desert to capture the coastal city of Derna. On April 27, 1805, Eaton and O'Bannon launched their assault. The Marines and mercenaries, despite being outnumbered 4-1, stormed the city under heavy fire. O'Bannon personally led the charge, inspiring his men to secure the fort and raise the American flag on foreign soil. The battle freed American hostages and crushed the Barbary pirate operations. The victory forced Yusuf, whoever, I can't get that name right, to negotiate peace. The treaty signed aboard USS Constitution guaranteed free passage for American ships in the Mediterranean, an end to tribute payments, the cessation of active white slavery in the Barbary states. This marked a turning point in the fight against piracy, as European powers also began bolstering their navies and rejecting tribute demands. Lieutenant O'Bannon's bravery earned him a ceremonial Mameluke sword, now a symbol of Marine Corps tradition. And that is how we beat the Barbary pirates. We got a minute left.
Let me fill in then if we got a minute left.
Yeah.
The town Baltimore, Ireland was depopulated in 1631 by a raid by the Barbary pilots from either Ottoman Algeria or Morocco. Between 100 and 237 English settlers and local Irish people were abducted and sold into the Barbary slave trade. Of only 2 or 3 ever saw Ireland again.
Really?
Yeah, the town only had 400 people in it.
Right.
So over half the town was taken on by the Muslims.
Anyway, we've gone our 15 minutes, so we can just end it there. But that just goes to show you, everybody gets all up in arms about America and the slave trade and all that stuff. Everybody was slaves.
Yep. There's no group that's done it, but for some reason,
I think we're probably the first that we know of in recorded history that has done away with slavery. I think if you look,
there's slavery now.
There is slavery now. I just mean like in America.
Oh yeah, we don't have any now. We haven't had it in 100 years.
I think we are the unicorn. Us. I mean, there's other civilized states out there. There are definitely still slaves, but I think that's just the tale of human history. You were either conqueror, or you were conquered. It was one or the other.
I agree 100%.
And we like to look at things now as civilized people, but a long time ago it was just kill or be killed. So that's all I got.
Thank y'all for listening to us. God bless you. Have a great week. Peace.
Bye. Watch for deer.